is Canadian. He's like, yep, Chopper's Canadian. He's like, straight up. And I'm just like, yes, mystical, transformy reindeer of health. And be a Canadian. But like, friggin', but yeah, like, and like, the art style, you had the magical Canadian reindeer.
This calls for a celebratory.
But yeah, like, it throws people off, but then, like, people sit there and think, because his anime is like that, or the thing that he created is like that, that automatically makes, you know, his art's, like, he can't draw anything else. But I've seen people that, like, you know, a lot of the people that draw, like, children's shows, like, the ones that are really, really bad looking. Like, in my opinion, like, if you like it, like, whatever. But, like, and then you sit there and see their actual, like, artwork, and it's like, oh my fuck. Because they'll sit there and they'll draw something and it will be absolutely fucking amazing. And like, it's like, really? Did this person actually draw that? And it's like, yeah.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
Like, I know how to draw, like, I can draw stuff. But like, there's certain things and certain types of stuff that I can't. Like, there's certain things that I have trouble drawing. Like, there are, like, a lot of the characters I draw are obviously, like, male-based characters. But, like, I, in all honesty, have a problem drawing female characters. Just because, like, you know, when I didn't practice it enough when I was younger. When I was, you know, heavy into, like, drawing. So, like, it's at a point where I have trouble with it. Like, I can't draw, like, you know, actual, like, feminine-looking characters. They always end up having, like, a sort of, just still need that fucking hard shell. I think I need 2 of those, right? Oh, no, I need a bunch of them for some of those. But, I can do... I'm okay at realism. Like, I can do decent at realism, but I'm better at, like, manga and, like, comic booky style stuff. Like, if I really sit there and, like, put the effort in, I can definitely do some decent realism. But, like, it's not what I enjoy. So, like, it's the same as, like, you know, somebody like, I think it's Oda. I can't remember his fucking name. But, like, you know, he draws One Piece the way he draws One Piece because that's what he likes to do. Like, that's his art style. That's what makes him, you know, love it. I find it funny that you say that about stick figures. I can't draw a stick figure to save my fucking life. I can't.
Shion, could we talk a moment?
I don't know. My stick figures are fucking god-awful.
You go ahead and sleep. I'm going to grab another bite to eat first.
But like I have a friend who can do, like, comic book style detail in stick figures. Like, he'll sit there and, like, he'll draw some stick figures, but, like, the head and the face and, like, the hands and the motions and stuff are, like, almost, like, pseudo, like, anime style. And it's just, like, it's fucked. Like, he's absolutely insane with it. Oh, what the fuck is this place? Oh, this says forest. I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. I gotta go the other way. I gotta get out of here. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like, he's a beast when it comes to that.
This place gives me the creeps. You really think that lord is hiding out here?
Gotcha. I shouldn't be here.
Be careful. The air is dense.
But like
with
that's what I
astral
mean. Like
energy.
he's insane at it,
Something's
but
not
like he's
quite
also
right about
really
this
good
place.
at like
How are you able to
manga
pick up
style
all
and
this
comic
stuff
book style
anyway?
art as
Is
well.
it something that all
But
astral
it's just
arts
not
wielders
like
can do?
the art style he likes
must
to use a
admit,
lot.
I'm
Like I just
curious
like he
myself.
posted something on
Perhaps your
Instagram
Denon
recently, and he
bloodline has something to
he
do with
usually
it.
stays away from social media for the most part. He has it just to have it just in case. But like he posted something the other
I
day,
mean,
and
no
it was absolutely
disrespect.
fucking crazy.
Stay alert, everyone.
Like his art style is
There's a
like
good
really,
chance that she already
really
knows we're
creepy,
here.
like almost Tim Burton-esque
Something
almost.
feels odd here.
And
Oh my
like
gosh.
but it's fucking phenomenal. Like it's crazy good. And now I must leave this place, for I do not want to be here. But like mine is definitely more like traditional like manga with
Finally,
like
some open space again.
with like comic book style influence. But like that's the way I like to draw. Like even though I haven't drawn in a long time just cuz my creative bone has gone. So like I've done a lot more writing as of as of late, just because like I find that it's a lot easier to do like art style like drawings and stuff like that if you have the details down first. Like I don't know if like a lot of people feel the same way, but like when I do a character that I'm gonna draw up, I don't usually just draw it. I'll sit there and I'll plan everything out first. Like I'll do up like a character sheet for said character, and then after I get all the details down, then I'll draw it up. Like I write down how the clothes fit. There's an owl in here. Show the rarest book. But like I'll sit there and I'll write out the character. I'll be like, okay, it's green eyes, purple hair is shoulder length, bangs are like this, they wear their hair like this, they got a scar here. Yeah, exactly. And usually I don't even stop there either. I'll sit there and like I'll go like into detail on their personality. I'll go into detail on their backstory. Let me see if I can find it. Come on, comics, don't slide out with it. I think that's it. Like, I'm in the process of, I guess, revamping one of my characters. It's actually the character that I use, the name that I use here, Draven Bane, is actually the first character that I wrote and have been working on forever. Like, I constantly go back and, like, change a little bit to fix them up. But let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 10 pages right now just for one character. This scribbler right here is specifically for just his character. Like, whether that be descriptive details of him, I'm slowly writing his backstory out, and, like, different things about him, like weapon details, clothing details, power details. Like, I'm gonna switch this over to the computer for a second so I can see where my fucking camera is. We're just gonna pause the game momentarily, and I'm gonna walk over to the talking so you can see more details. I guess I'll have to repeat that then. But yeah, like, that's not even, like, the descriptive details in there yet. That's just, like, I have his eye color, his hair color, hair length, like, what hand he favors, likes, dislikes, favorite phrase, living quarters, family, friends, like descriptions of the powers he has. Like that's the first 2 pages. I don't think has a single part of written description about what he actually looks like in terms of like facial structure. Like that's literally just like me getting little details in about hand, like what hands he uses, his like his shoe size. That way, like if somebody goes to draw him besides myself, they have as much detail as they need to like do a proper representation of him, even if they've never seen a picture that I've drawn of him.
Look sharp.
Like, and that's the way I like it. And that, like, because it's always really cool to see like your own like creation in the art style of somebody else. But like I've lost a lot of like the creativeness that I used to have. Like it's still like there and dormant, but like the friend group I used to have, like we used to do a lot of talking, a lot of brainstorming and stuff, like character wise. We used to all want to do like manga and video games, but like most of these are like friends from high school, and we really never get together. Like I rarely talk to them anymore because like we just like none of them live around here anymore, so it's hard to sit down and get a session going. It's just like D&D, like, and like games where you get to create characters. The creating the character is like my favorite fucking part.
What's this thing?
But like I
See
love
plenty of ruins around here, too.
creating characters. Death.
Been a big town bustling with people.
I love creating characters. I love like going into detail. I love discussing it with people, which is one of the reasons why I love D&D so much. Is because you don't need the miniatures, you don't need the board game, you don't need anything visual. You just need your imagination. Like don't get me wrong, like miniatures and stuff are cool. It's one of the things. Like one of the guys I know plays a lot of Warhammer 40k, and like fucking I love fucking miniatures. So like I'd love to get like a custom miniature done up of my character. I think that would be fucking awesome. But like you don't need it for D&D. You just sit there and you literally just do you just everything through your imagination. So the more you can like describe, the better the outcome. Like sitting there and like I love DMing, but I love to play so much. And like it's something I haven't gotten to do. Like every time I start trying to get a D&D campaign together, it just things fall apart. And like I understand people have lives, so like it's not on anybody's part. Like things just happen. But like I love to play D&D because there's just so much creative aspect to it. And like there's so much detail and stuff that you can put in. There's an owl around here. Where are you, motherfucker? But like it's just like being able to sit there and like, especially on I've gotten to play a couple of sessions, but then like everything just falls apart and we don't play. Like I have one of the games I have set on Roll20 with a bunch of friends. We haven't little angel wings. We haven't played in like probably 2 months, I think. I think we've done two or three sessions, but then like just, health things and whatnot have made things fall apart. But it's whatever. Like I'm not like mad or anything. Like I'm a little upset because like I really want to play. But fucking
going on in the forest.
Like those guys are like coming right for me. But like well, like I started running one and just like everybody, like, schedules get in the way, and I understand that, and that's what made ours fall apart. Is like I had the thing that I can't remember if you were here when I was talking about it. The video game that I'm trying to do is like the actual campaign I was basing everything around. And like I was, that's what I was doing is the people that I had playing the D&D campaign is what I was basing the story for my video game around, because I started writing the story for it a little while ago, so I was like, I know exactly how it's supposed to play out, so I won't really have to do a lot to actually plan for it. So like, if we ever like end up going, let's just play D&D, I can just jump right into it because I already know where it's supposed to go. And I was like, that just makes things so much easier on them and so much easier on me, because I'm just like, okay, let's you know, get into it. And basically the way it worked was, and I was basing it off of one of the, like, the end of the campaign being really far away, because the end boss was supposed to be, like, the dragon god Tiamat, the one with the, I think it's six heads, I think, of, like, different dragon types. And, like, I just sit there and it's like, okay, so, like, this is what you're doing. Like, you've come together. You guys are, there were, I think it was, I can't remember how many people I had. I think it was 4 or 5. But you, like, I based it around how many people I had. And they're like, this many heroes were chosen, like, you know, they sealed away Tiamat, like, ages ago. And then I had a bunch of different events to draw each of my different players to the same location so that the villain could break Tiamat out of its containment, which is what they wanted. They were like Tiamat worshippers, and these people were like the chosen ones, the ancient descendants of the people who, you know, imprisoned Tiamat to begin with. So that one's new. But like, I had it so that they got there, they were like, okay, like this different things that led them there, like, you know, this is to help your family, this person was just looking for a job for treasure, and I geared it towards, they all heard about a different quest or a different job that was there, but they all got dragged to the same place. Uno momento. But yes, they all got dragged to the same place, but for different reasons. Well, what they thought were different reasons, when in fact it was all the same reason behind some, you know, evil plot. And what they do is they get trapped in this temple, and they all get trapped in this one giant room that has sections to it. And the only way to get back out of the room is for them all to simultaneously pull on a lever inside the room that's attached to this big pedestal in the center. But what that pedestal does is it releases the seal on Tiamat.
Out of our way.
And the original people that sealed up Tiamat were the ones that had to, you know, set it up in the first place, so they obviously perished when they were there. Like, they used their own energies from their own person to seal away, you know, a dragon god, so what can you expect at the end of it? But they get in there and they're locked in the room, so they're all looking around to try and find another way out. But the second you grab on the handle, if you're a descendant of one of these people, your hand is locked on to that handle and you can't pull it away. So the second, like, one of them would put their hand on, then they were just, it was done. Like, you're there and you're not getting out until you pull the handle. Like, plain and simple. So obviously, at the end of the day, they all end up pulling the handle, and, you know, giant light shoots out, the doors open back up, and then, oh, there is a treasure chest up here. I thought I was just being fancy. But then Tiamat gets released. Giant light shoots off into the sky. Tiamat flies back in and fucking... So, where are the job postings and other forms to draw the descendants in? Yes, exactly. There were like there were a bunch of different job postings everywhere, or there were just people set up around town who knew exactly who these people's ancestors were. Like they were going around town, and this was before they even met each other. They didn't meet each other until some of them were looking for the jobs and found out they were going to the same destination for something different, and for some reason didn't think any different of it. But then, some of them didn't meet until they got to, like, said place. So, like, there were just job postings or rumors being spread around town so that it didn't seem like it was all a coincidence that all these things were in the same place. Yeah, so they get there, Tiamat comes in and fucking destroys the place so that it can't be sealed up again. And now the people that unsealed Tiamat are bound to one of the different disciples of Tiamat that also got released. Like, Tiamat generals, I guess you could say. And before they could even, attempt to seal Tiamat away or even fight Tiamat, they have to get rid of these generals first. There's fishing down here. Ooh, roly-polies. Yeah, so, like, they got armor. I see. But each of them, and, like, there's a bunch of different temples that they have to go around to try and seal up Tiamat again. Like, there's a bunch of different, like, crystals to get and whatnot. So, like, I had this whole big world all planned out. Yep. One of the lovely players and ones that got caught in my lovely trap was the wife Shippo. But, like, that's what I mean, like, and, like, I have, not necessarily. The temples... The temples aren't necessarily guarded by said, disciples. The temples just have to be got in, you have to get into the temples first. Ooh, I got those hard shells, now I can create those fucking weapons. But the temples are definitely connected, but the disciples aren't guarding them. They have to find said disciples. So, like, it's like I wanted to make there be like as much content to said campaign and said game as possible. So I made sure that there were much more things to do than just, get to temple, fight said bad guy. The temples are just, longsword, are just another way to, get them involved and, like, get more stuff out there. As well as I tried to create, I guess, like, final weapons for everybody, too. Because, like, I want to make it so that you're not just, buying the run-of-the-mill weapons. Exactly. Like, when I think of a game, like, I'm a big person for side quests. Like, I love my...
Not you!
I love my side quests, I love extra content, I love mini-games. So, like, the more I can put into something, the more I want to put into something. So, like, I wanted to separate it so that... Oh, fuck, I need more money for that. And I also need another shell for that. Oh, that's a fancy shield. I like that one. It's like a bat. Oh, no, it says feline, so it's probably a cat. Yeah, exactly, and that's why, like, I wanted to create, like, side quests for people individually, as well as, as well as, like, the main story stuff. Because, like, oh, I don't have the money for that, that's why, right? But, like, I want to be able to sit there and give you more. So, like, depending on what class my players picked, I had things set up so that I was going to create a weapon and a full set of armor based around the class that they chose to go with. So that they would have, all these secondary quests that are character specific so that I could tie themselves into the story and not just have it that the story they had to follow themselves. What's going on? Oh, you're playing that?
I'm trying to, but it won't open. It says it's running, but it's not.
Did you just start up the computer? Oh no, there we go. But yeah, so like tie them in so they have like more input and more connection to the story as opposed to just, okay, this is the big bad, we have to go here and do this stuff. It's like, okay, so like then you start to hear about yeah, exactly.
I think it's safe to rest here now.
You think it's safe to rest here? I don't believe you. But, like, that's what I mean. Like, you know, that's one of the other things I liked, especially as, like, RPGs started to develop, and it wasn't just, you know, generic characters that you pick from, go get better weapons. And almost like D&D, where, like, they have a list of weapons that are there, and then they release their magical item, you know, books and whatnot. I wanted to create something, you know, character and person specific. I need more energical substance.
Inagirical?
Yes, I'm creating words. But yeah, so like add a bunch more in so that it's more enjoyable for everyone. Hello. But like, cause you know.
What?
Oop.
Oh, okay.
But like, you know, what's more satisfying in a video game when you then, you know, sitting there and getting like the weapon of all weapons that